Hi Homebodies, welcome back to my channel, Catskill Mountain Homebody. My name's Amy. Today we're going to make a dinner recipe. It's a rainy Sunday and it seems like a good idea to have a pasta recipe made with Italian sausage, eggplant, one of our summer squashes, some garlic and shallots. It's going to be a one-pot meal. So we're just going to use this frying pan to make the entire meal, including the pasta. So it'll be easy cleanup, and this is a good meal. I have made it before. Let me show you the ingredients I have out. All right, so as I showed you in an earlier video, we have this booze block table that we kind of use as an island in our kitchen. And we just got this knife set from Amazon. We used some Amazon points to get it, and they have some steak knives and some knives that we're going to be using for preparing dinner tonight. So I'm very excited about that. And that's my salt and pepper shaker that I also got at Amazon. All right, so I pulled some ingredients out. So we're going to use one of our yellow squashes that is from our garden. I'm also going to use an eggplant that I got from my co-worker Anne. She has a farm and she always gives me eggplant every fall. I have a shallot. It's kind of in the onion family. I am going to use a few cloves of garlic. I'm going to use some crushed red pepper. And I'm going to use half a box of mini wheel pasta. I have other ingredients on the other kitchen counter. All right, so I had this in my freezer. This is a pound of skinny sausage, sweet sausage. I'm going to be taking it out of the casing and just using the crumbled sausage. I have some pecorino romano cheese. I have 2.5 cups of water. And I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil. I'm also going to put a little bit of mozzarella in this pasta after it's done cooking. So this is going to be a really easy Sunday evening meal. So this recipe is from Pinterest, but I adjusted it a lot because the original recipe had different vegetables in it. I'm going to use what I have. The original recipe had, I think, fresh spinach in it and zucchini. So if you don't have a yellow squash, you can substitute with a zucchini. If you have some fresh spinach, you can put it in at the end when the pasta's cooked. You can use onions in the recipe, bell peppers. You can put peppers in this. So whatever vegetables you have on hand, you can put into this recipe. But I'm going to be using the eggplant, the yellow squash, garlic, and a shallot. Those are the main vegetables I'm going to be using. All right, so I'm going to get the vegetables prepped up and then I'll show you where we are. But let me show you outside and you can see what a gloomy fall day we have here in the Catskills. There's a little hint of the leaves changing. So that makes me very excited because it's one step closer to Halloween. And the autumn is the most beautiful time here in the Catskills. So as the leaves change, I'll be showing you more and more of my favorite time of the year, autumn. All right, so let me get prepped. I'll show you how I quickly pull this meal together. If you don't want to be bothered pulling a sausage out of its casings, you can actually buy crumbled Italian sausage without the casings in the grocery store. But I just used what I had on hand. I had some sausage in my freezer that I defrosted, so I just pulled the casings off. It took 2 seconds. It's not a hard thing to do. Use what you have, you know, but you can, if you wanted to, just buy the pre-crumbled, uncooked Italian sausage and then cook it. I'm not going to crumble it too much because it's going to crumble when I put it in the frying pan. All right, so let's start cooking. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil into our frying pan. My frying pan is not warm yet. I'm going to put it on medium-high heat. So we're going to put it on a 5. And when you smell the olive oil, that's when you add the sausage. And we're going to cook and crumble the sausage in the big frying pan. This is a one-pot meal. Everything is going to go in this huge frying pan. So if you don't have a big frying pan, you could use a sauce pot, like a big sauce pot. But I'm going to use the frying pan because I can see better how everything is cooking. So I'm going to wait to smell the olive oil, and then I'm going to put the sausage in. And then we'll put the vegetables in. Let me show you all the vegetables I prepped. Chunks of eggplant that I chopped up. I have a couple cloves of chopped garlic. This is a shallot. And I have one of my small yellow squashes that I also cubed. You do need to take the skin off the eggplant, but you don't need to take the skin off the yellow squash or the zucchini. All right, so let's wait for the olive oil to heat up, and then we will start frying the sausage. It'll be easier to chop up the sausage as it browns. So I have my meat chopper, little handy tool, and it is getting brown. The more it gets brown, the easier it'll be to chop up. So just let it cook. You want it all brown. All browned. So once it's chopped up, you can just use a spatula. You can make this recipe many different ways. You could omit the sausage. You could use chicken sausage or turkey sausage. You could just use olive oil and vegetables and pasta and omit the meat altogether if you don't like Italian sausage. Just add a little bit more olive oil to the pan. So it's a pretty versatile recipe that you can make in different ways. And it's pretty easy. Again, if you have these vegetables on hand, you could whip this up after work. It only has to cook for a little while after you get everything together. So it is a really good recipe for a weeknight or a rainy Sunday like it is today. Sausage is almost browned. We are going to put the shallots in. So when the sausage is brown, we're going to put in the shallots, saute that for about 2 minutes, and then we're going to put in the garlic. The garlic's going to saute another minute, and then we're going to put in the other vegetables, the squash and the eggplant. Okay, see how brown the sausage is? Browned up. It's time to put the shallot in. Mix this up. We're going to let this cook for about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, and let the shallot soften, fry up. want to saute this until the veggies are browned and soft. So it's going to take a few minutes of stirring. The vegetables are going to soak up the oil from the sausage, but you could also add more oil, olive oil, if it's looking a little dry. So I added another teaspoon of olive oil, and you just keep stirring it until the veggies start to soften and brown. And then we're going to add the water and the pasta. I did add red pepper flakes. I added about a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. If you don't like pasta hot, then I would omit the red pepper flakes. But Joe and I like a little heat, so we added the red pepper flakes to our pasta. So just keep stirring and make sure the vegetables get a little bit more browned up. And then we're going to add the water and the pasta. Okay, pasta and the veggies and the sausage has been cooking for about 11 minutes. You're going to need to taste the pasta to make sure it's done and it's not raw, but it should be done after 11 minutes. Now I'm going to add the Romano cheese. I have about a 1/4 cup of Romano. I'm going to turn off the heat. Going to mix the Romano in. And I'm going to top off my plate with a little more Romano cheese. So you don't need to add salt to this recipe because the sausage is salt and the cheese is salty. So I don't add any black pepper or salt to this recipe. I'm just going to lay my mozzarella on top and just let it get warmed up, and then I'm going to serve this. Thanks for joining me today for a one-pot delicious Italian sausage eggplant dinner. I hope that you enjoy it. If you try it, put a comment in the video and let me know how it goes, or if you made some adjustments to the recipe like I did. If you add something different to it or you didn't use the sausage, let me know how it tastes. I'm going to plate it up now, so stay tuned so that you can see the finished product. But thanks for joining me on a rainy autumn day in the Catskill Mountains of New York State. See you in the next video.